Thank you for your patience.
Okay. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Jordan here with Urbicon Studios. Another edition of Art with Bill. If you're a sculptor, painter, or candlestick maker, this is where you need to be. Why? Because people buy from people they know. And it's our mission to connect you with more buyers, patrons, and collectors in 2017. Today is no exception. We have a wonderful gentleman all the way from California, by the way of Chicago, Mr. Ron Croci. Hi, Ron. How you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. How about you, Bill?
Outstanding. Even though up here in the East Coast it's a little cold, I'm sure where you are it's warm.
And it's raining also, so we're getting a
little
okay.
Wetness. All right, so it's cold for you too. So Ron, tell us, how'd you get into the art business? What makes you an artist? When did you start?
Well, this is how I started. I always loved libraries. And as a kid, I lived in San Mateo, south of San Francisco, and they had a big, beautiful ivy-covered type of library there. And I used to go all the time. Ever since I was a kid, I just loved to browse through the shelves. Well, one day, I'm just walking along aimlessly through the art department, and I see this book by Salvador Dali sticking out, almost beckoning to me. I never even thought about art before. Except I love pictures. I've always seen. In fact, as a kid, I would sneak the encyclopedias and cut out pictures of Spartan statues and stuff and made my own secret little scrap of pictures of interesting art objects. But anyway, I'm walking down the aisle and I see the book of Salvador Dali sticking out. I pull it out, and there on the cover is The Persistence of Memory. And it just hit me. Man, that's what I want to do.
Right.
So I looked through the book more and I thought, that is exactly what I want to do. I was totally inspired as a 17-year-old kid.
Wow.
I ran home, okay? I ran home. I didn't know how to draw or anything. I got a piece of cardboard with a black marker. I scribbled all over it, and then I made it look into a face by putting eyes and nose and mouth in certain logistical locations on the scribble. This was big. It was like 20 by 30 inches. My mom and dad had a frame. I put it up, and that's how I began my career. So
Wow.
my professional career didn't start till I was about 22, and one of my neighbors, who's still a very good friend of mine, turned out to be one of America's top art directors of commercials. He invented the Levi's animation commercial. His name is Chris Blum. He's one of the great figures in American commercials history. He got me started. And before that, I had shown my artwork in galleries. I even showed at the De Young Museum in San Francisco. I had very prestigious. But
how did you do that? How did you get into those galleries at such a young age?
Well, I was just going to say, to finish my sentence, that when Chris showed me that I could get paid before I made a picture, man, I was all over that. So I became a commercial artist. But how did I get these other museum shows and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, one thing just leads to another. And Bill, that was so long ago, I can hardly remember how it came about. But I did have some beautiful exhibits in museums. And I was an angry young artist. And as you probably know, modern art is an angry art. And I fit right in. But after that, I didn't really care to be uptight anymore. I just like to make things beautiful.
Right. And so we're in your studio now, is that right?
Yes, we're sitting right here.
Right. Could you give us a tour?
Okay, I certainly will. Right now, the computer is sitting on my drawing station. Now I'm going to lift it up like this, and I'll just show you around a taste. Okay. Here is one of my palettes, just my paint station. And here is one of my workstations. You can see I've got my equipment here. And we'll just go over here. Here's my painting station. I have one of the paintings from the book called Deuce is Wild.
Okay.
And I've got lots and lots of equipment, shelves of beautiful equipment. Here's my library and paintings. I just sold this painting actually yesterday to Steve Mojlak.
Congratulations.
Yeah, very good. And this here is a painting called, it's an Alaya surfboard called Portrait of Pele, the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes. This is a very interesting board, and we can talk about it a little more. And as you can see, there's other things here. I've got a lot of props. There's the outside. And last but not least, here is my palette. And my paints and all my equipment are supplied by my very generous sponsor, Jerry's Artorama. And the reason I'm saying how much I love Jerry's is because so often an artist goes down to the art supply store. We're constantly shoveling money out for art supplies. Now, Jerry sponsors me, but I have to work hard to sponsor them also, so it's not a freebie. However, I get so much paints and equipment I would have never bought on my own. For instance, acrylic gouache, which is something I'm really into now. I still oil paint and everything too, but this is something I would have never bought. And let me just show you.
Okay, show us.
I just finished last night. Let's see if I can get it.
Yes, we see that.
A
Okay.
little mountain cabin, and there's some huge clouds that are showing, and that's done with acrylic gouache. And here is another one you might like seeing. This is an interesting painting of a surfer done in the Korean temple religious style with gold, red, black, and white.
Wow. Okay, that's nice. Very interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, in Palo Valley behind Diamond Head on Oahu, there's a Korean temple. That's where I got my inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Behind the big statue of Buddha, there's the saints all done red, white, and gold.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. So now we're in your studio. We're going to take a walk back to the main section of the house, right? So we can get into the interview. So for those, again, who just joined us, stay tuned. We're going to be back in a few seconds. And again, what's the name of your sponsor, Ron?
Jerry's Artorama, largest art supply company in America and maybe the world.
Okay, so that's from Jerry's Artorama. All right, just hold tight. And thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.